But anyway, he was talking and I zoned out. And this time I went with a male pastor. I probably was crying inside, but I was just so pissed. You're gonna do what? I still can't believe that this mistake was done. I could have my breast saved. I can't believe when the male pastor said to me, but Andrea, it's just a breast. It's just what? It's just a breast? Hi people, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Her Voice and Her Strength. If it's your first time here, please don't forget to subscribe and please don't forget to like this video. Also, comment if you would like to comment, why not? So let's recap on the last video. The last video, it was about the diagnosis and it was a week before my birthday. So let's get into it. What happened next? As you can imagine, being diagnosed with breast cancer is a big deal, right? And it was very, very difficult for me to digest. I was in pieces, really, like I said in my other video. So what did I do next? For my birthday, my friends still took me out. We decided to go to the Shard and I went to Obelix. And then from the Shard, I decided to go on holiday. Well, I planned to go to Romania anyway. So I decided to still go. At first I thought, let me cancel everything and not do anything. Like, what am I celebrating? I just got diagnosed with breast cancer. Why should I be celebrating anything, really? But anyway, I did celebrate and I did go to Romania. And when I arrived in Romania, actually, I went to go and see an old friend of mine. We worked together and she took me to nice places. And also, I learned that her mom went through breast cancer as well. And she was giving me tips on what questions to ask the consultant when I get back from my holiday. So what I was doing actually on holiday, I was also preparing what questions to ask these consultants because I was assuming that they will have a treatment plan for me when I get back. So I got back from my holiday and I had an appointment at the end of October to see a consultant, and I asked a female pastor to come with me to this appointment. We went to this appointment. I did ask the consultant, can I record this session? She agreed, and she was explaining the type of cancer that I was diagnosed with. And the type of cancer that I was diagnosed with was in situ DCIS. Basically, I'm going to paraphrase and explain what DCIS is. I would explain it as the beginning of breast cancer. So DCIS is where abnormal cells stay confined in the milk duct, whereas invasive cancer is where the abnormal cells break out of the milk duct. That's my understanding. I am not a medical practitioner or consultant, but I'm just giving a paraphrase version of what I've understood what in situ DCIS is. I hope that makes sense to you. However, anyway, you are welcome to check Google, but ask me questions and I'll try my best to answer that. Now we've got that part out of the way. Anyway, so I was in this consultation with a female pastor and this consultant was just going on and explaining what this type of cancer is and its early stages, but she didn't have a treatment plan yet. So what I did ask her, why is it that her sonographer decided to discharge me when she actually found something was wrong? They saw that, well, not her, but the sonographer did see that there was calcification. Why was I discharged? There was a problem. You wouldn't believe it. The consultant said she believed that the sonographer did the right thing. And I was so shocked. Like, I was like, really? Seriously? She did the right thing when there was a problem? And she said, well, I'm not a sonographer, but women your age do get calcification. So with a response like that coming from a consultant, I started to shut down inside. And I actually started to cry in that consultation. I couldn't really ask her all the questions that I had planned whilst I was on holiday and on the plane coming back to ask her. I think I only asked her like 3 questions or maybe 4. And okay, no, maybe 6, just to be precise. I think I did ask her like 6 questions, and she didn't really answer it. And I was very annoyed. Then I started to get really upset and I started to cry. But this consultant, yeah, she had a poker face. She was the meanest consultant I've ever come across. So even when the female pastor was trying to interject and say, but didn't you say this is this? She was just not trying to admit to what she was saying. So we already saw that it was pointless speaking to this consultant. Anyway, before breaking down, crying, I did request that I have another biopsy because I was just so shocked that she said this sonographer did the right thing. I don't even know what I was trying to prove, but I think also I was in disbelief. Anyway, she said, yeah, of course she can request another biopsy. However, even if they do that, a treatment plan will still be planned. And also potentially another mammogram could be done where it's guided with this biopsy. Anyway, the fact that she agreed, I was happy with that, but I did break down. So we left that consultation. Of course, I am just fast forwarding, but I just want to give you the feel of my journey with this diagnosis. So we left that consultation. I went home and I was waiting for this biopsy. Actually, before I went home, I did tell this consultant, I don't want the previous sonographer I had that did the first biopsy because that woman was rough. She didn't explain how I should protect and upkeep the biopsy that was done and etc. I think I did say that in my previous video. Therefore, I did ask this consultant to provide me with someone that is more gentle, has compassion, and has good experience. So that was also granted. You've got to ask. If you don't ask, you don't get. But anyway, it was a poor experience and I just felt like I was getting shut down every single time I was trying to ask a question. So anyway, I went home. Of course, the pastor tried to console me, but no one knows how you feel when you get such a diagnosis. It's really easy for somebody to say it's going to be okay. However, they are not the one walking in your shoes. Sometimes I do believe people only understand how someone feels if they are walking in that person's journey. But sometimes some people have got empathy and also show compassion whether they are not walking in that person's shoes. So I just wanted to say that as well. Anyway, let's now fast forward to the second biopsy. So I had the second biopsy. It was a nice, gentle man, actually. I was asked, do I want a chaperone? I said, yeah, if they are available. If not, so be it. We had the biopsy again on the left breast and he sounded optimistic, but then again, I was not optimistic. But I was praying throughout all this experience and journey. I was praying a lot than usual. I was not really a consistent prayer person, to be honest with you. But I was also praying. But my previous appointments, when I was going to them, I was not praying. But this appointment, I actually prayed before I went there. So I was really happy that, I got someone gentle and was also taking their time. Anyway, after this appointment, he actually explained the upkeep of the biopsy. He told me not to wet it. I got a leaflet. I got a package basically, and I was given extra bandages. Whereas my first biopsy appointment, I was not given anything. So after that, we have to wait for the results, which can take up to 2 weeks. NHS will take about 2 weeks. The fact that I was on a 2 weeks pathway, it would be 2 weeks. So in November 2022, I went for my consultation. I was expecting to see the poker face of that woman that I saw last time, but I didn't see her. I saw a man that was the head consultant of the department for breast. And basically it was the treatment plan and nothing changed. The cancer was there. It was definitely DCIS, in situ breast cancer. I was hoping that it wasn't. I was hoping that this was a joke actually, and this was not really happening. But anyway, he was talking and I zoned out. And this time I went with a male pastor to this appointment. And he was talking and I asked him, can I actually record this meeting? He refused, so I couldn't record that meeting. And they can refuse anyway. They don't have to accept, which I have been told, which is a shame because you do want to have a recording so you know everything that was said. However, he did refuse. Anyway, cut long story short, he told me the treatment plan and I didn't like it. He told me I had to have a mastectomy. A mastectomy is where they cut off your breast. That's the best way I can explain it. And I was like, no way. You're gonna do what? Cut off my breast? That was not happening. That's what I said, it's not happening. And I don't actually wanna say these words and declare these words, but the words I did say was beep, 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 beep. As you can imagine, I did swear. I was just like, there's no beep, beep, beep. You're gonna do that. And I said, I'd rather than for you to do that. So I'm not gonna say them words because I don't wanna declare them over me now. But I was very upset. I was distraught. And I was like, why? Why can't you do anything else? I did ask him, why can't you do anything else? And he told me that, well, I have dense breasts. My breasts are too small. You know, if I had bigger breasts, there'll be enough room for them to do a lumpectomy. A lumpectomy is where they scoop out where the lumps are, where the abnormal cells are, and they take it out. And that's what basically a lumpectomy is. So he did say to me, you know, he can refer me to a plastic surgeon to see, you know, if I have enough fat on my belly, maybe there could be a different solution. But then he took me to a room and asked me, do I want a chaperone? He would check my breast and see if a lumpectomy would be possible. Anyway, we went there, chaperone was there. He was like, no, your breasts are too small. You definitely need to have a mastectomy. And I said, yeah, there's no way. Well, he said, think about it. And I was thinking to myself, think about what? You guys, that's what I was, you know, thinking in my head. You guys, I came to you guys in summertime, about May time. You told me there was nothing. You discharged me. And now in this situation, there's breast cancer. Now you want to cut off my breast. I thought to myself, these people are crazy. There's no way they're going to cut off my breast. So what did I do? Did I cry in that consultation? No, I didn't actually. I was angry. There was no tears. Maybe I was crying inside. I probably was crying inside, but I was just so pissed. That's the best way I can say it. Like, I was so pissed. Anyway, we left that consultation with the male pastor. I can't believe when the male pastor said to me, but Andrea, it's just a breast. It's just what? It's just a breast? I was so offended, but for me to just keep my cool, I didn't say anything. I don't think I even had a response. Can you imagine someone telling you, it's just a leg, it's just an arm, it's just a hand, it's just a finger? For men, oh, it's just your balls, you know? Let's think about it. Seriously? It's just a toe, you know? Obviously, I'm going a bit extreme, but it's not just a breast. It's a big deal for something like that to happen. Anyway, for me, you know, some people out there don't mind. Some people out there do surgeries. Whereas for me, I'm not a person that will go out there to do a surgery. I don't judge anyone that believe in surgeries. Whereas for me, I just couldn't get my mind around to someone cutting me open and removing a body part from me. I just couldn't digest it. I am not a perfect being. There is some things that I would like to change within myself, but I just wouldn't go on the pathway of surgery. And that's just me, and that's just my values. And once again, I just wanna make it very clear, I don't judge anyone that does do that. Anyway, yeah, I didn't say anything to the male pastor. I went home and I was still like shocked and gobsmacked. And I was like, God, seriously? Is this what we're doing now? Is this how you're going to allow me to go down? Seriously, God? That's what was going through my mind. I was going up the stairs and I was like, there's no way, this is not happening. They did offer me as well some psychology and someone to speak to. However, every single time I'll go to that meeting, well, it was over the phone, like a Zoom link, something like that. Every single time I'll go into that meeting, she will ask me, so how are you feeling today, Andrea? And I would say, no comment. Every single time. I think I only did 3 sessions and I said, no comment. And I think on my 4th session, I was like, I still can't believe that this mistake was done. If this was caught earlier, I could have my breast saved. It was just really emotional for me. And I did read all the leaflets I was given prior on my first appointment when the diagnosis came. I was given this big green book. Maybe I will show it in other videos. Like there's a big book that you read about what cancer is and what treatment plans could be like, and etc., etc. So it was a big book, and also there's so much leaflets, you know, basically the person that gives you that is actually your breast cancer nurse that's assigned to you. So I was given booklets, some leaflets on the first appointment when the diagnosis was diagnosed, and there was a lot of information to read, but I did read that book. It was like a homework for me when I was on the plane to my holiday and when I was on the plane back. And I really, really read it all when I got back home. And also they ask you if you want to be put on the registry of somebody that's been diagnosed with cancer. You've got an option to say yes or no as well. And also you get a medical exemption card. Well, your breast cancer nurse will apply that for you. So you will get a card as well once you're diagnosed with cancer. Well, actually also you will find information about grants that you could potentially get from Macmillan, but let's talk about that another time. So I'm going to pause here and I'm going to talk about the next steps, what happened on another video, other emotions, what was happening, you know, how I was I actually mentally stable, emotionally stable or not? Was I angry? We're going to talk about that on another video. But I have a question for you before I leave. Do you think I overreacted with my thoughts, what the pastor said to me? Let me know, comment below. Do you think I was overreacting when I was just very angry and I was like, no way, you're not gonna cut off my breast, to the consultant? If you think I overreacted, please tell me why. And I would love to hear your thoughts on this matter. And I would probably recommend ask other women how they would feel. But if you don't, that's also up to you. But I do want to hear your thoughts. Comment below. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to like this video. I'll see you again on another video.